and a warm welcome back to another video. Just a small video today, something nice and quick hopefully. This past week I've been going through some of my bits and trying to have a bit of a clear out. We've had some unusually nice weather here in England for the middle of winter in February. It's actually been around 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So I thought I'd venture out into my shed and have a bit of a clear out. The shed's where I put projects that are on hold, things that I've opened up and half started, safely packed away for another day. Then I suddenly stumbled across this unusual speaker system that I bought a few years back, the SONY B100. This is one of those projects that's been on the to-do list now for a few years. It's actually faulty, unfortunately. I bought it off of eBay and it doesn't work. There's no sound output whatsoever. The power light comes on, but there's no sound at all through any of the inputs. This came out around about 1994, from what I can find out about it. It's quite an unusual device in that it sits on top of your PC and your monitor then sits on top. It's got this unusual top part here to lift that out. At first, when I first saw this, I thought, what's this all about? Then I remembered just how heavy the old Sony CRT monitors are. These feet basically go straight through this, through holes, straight through onto the tabletop. So the weight of the monitor is actually on that plinth and not on the speaker system itself. Quite ingenious really. Because if you've had any of those Sony Trinitron CRT monitors, you'll know just how heavy they are. Just a conventional CRT monitor is heavy enough. So like I said, this came out in 1994. It probably was out for a couple of years, just before the event of the Windows 95 revolution and at the beginning of the multimedia age of computing. And suddenly you could have stereo sound coming out of your computer, stereo sounding games and music. CD-ROMs were starting to appear in computers around this time, and everyone was wanting to play their music through their computer. The spec says it's 2.5 watts RMS a channel, which I thought was quite low actually. I thought it would have been a bit higher than that. But 2.5 watts is actually quite loud. Anything louder on something like this would probably make the casing rattle a bit. So let's have a look at its connections. So on the front here you've got a little flap, push that and it drops down. You've got a headphone socket, input 2, mic, and then it says computer connection. Composite video in and audio left and right in. Bass boost slider there, and the volume control along with the power button. As you can see, the fascia is quite faded unfortunately. I won't be retro writing this, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I probably will give it a clean down because it is a little bit grotty in places. Speaker grills are in good condition, they're grey metal. Let's just turn it around and have a look at the back. I've already had it open. Here we are, some more connections on the back here. You've got your DC input there, 9 volts. Centre pin is positive. Mic out, line. Again it says computer connection there. Output, left and right audio, and composite video out. So it's looking like it's just a pass through from the front to the back. And then you've got a audio left and right input there. These are all gold plated as well, connections. Serial number 102090, made in China. There's the model number, Sony CSS B100 speaker system. So like I said, I bought this off of eBay a few years ago now, and I found out to my disappointment it didn't work. First thing I did was open it up to have a look inside. Let's just pop the cover off. Take this plinth out first. There's 5 screws across the front there. I think there was 5 underneath at the time. So there's a little amplifier section at the back there. That's all the inputs at the back, and all the cables trail across to the front. And then across the front you've got the preamplifier, I believe, and then the board there with the volume and the bass boost on. A couple of bass ports. That's the original speaker, and that's another one that I found. So once I opened it up, I had a look inside. I couldn't see anything physically wrong with it. Everything looked okay. I tested the amplifier by passing a signal through it and back out again, and that worked okay. The volume worked, from what I can remember. And then the next thing to do was to test the speakers out of circuit. That's one of the speakers there. 8 ohm speaker, 3 watts. I tested it on its own, and sadly it doesn't work, along with the other one there as well. Both completely dead. So then the hunt started for some speakers for it. Unfortunately I couldn't find anything at the time, and of course they had to be magnetically shielded, which is what this is around the actual magnet itself. It's a little shield there to stop any interference from the CRT monitor. But some months later I found somebody selling a couple of sets of speakers that they salvaged from a Sony television set. One of these sets of speakers I've already used elsewhere in my Commodore Amiga build that I did, my Steampunk Amiga. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the description. And then the other pair are these ones here, very similar actually to what was in there, but the spacings are slightly different, ever so slightly. Like I said, that's 8 watts 3 ohms, sorry, that's 8 ohms 3 watts, and these ones are 8 ohms, and I think they're about 5 watts. It doesn't actually say on there, but they're a little bit bigger, so I think they're about 5 watts. And now with a little bit of fiddling, I have managed to fit one inside. I haven't screwed it in place yet because the little lugs, the holes there, don't quite meet up. So if I am going to screw it in place, I'm probably going to need to file the holes down slightly so they meet up. And there's also this plastic bracket that's supposed to go over the back of the speaker, because the lid actually screws in to that point there, and there. Obviously that bracket's out at the moment. But to be honest with you, I managed to get that speaker in place. It's not moving at all once it's actually the lid's back on. At first I couldn't get the lid on because the terminals there were up at this point and it wouldn't quite fit on. But putting it that way, it seems to go on okay, at least for that side. I don't see why going forward the other one wouldn't fit as well. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So we'll get that other speaker out now and get the other one in place, and then try and put the lid back on, and we'll see how it sounds. If there is any rattling sound, then I am going to need to screw those down, but once the lid is on, like I said, it's quite sturdy, there's no movement at all, so I might be lucky. So we'll get the other speaker out next and solder the new ones in place. Okay, so let's get this right speaker out. Or its left, should I say. So it's got this unusual bracket holding it in place, but I guess it needs it, so there's more of a mounting point to seal the whole case to stop any vibrations from the base, and to keep the air movement in as well. So these little channels that go all the way to the back and around, there's foam over the wire there so the air doesn't get through. There we go. The dust on the front of that. That's been there some years. It's amazing actually, because it's a perfect fit under there. It's under the front there, it's perfect. I think once the cabinet's on top, I might get away with those screws. Unless I just put that one in. That one there, see if that will go in. In fact, we'll solder the wires on first. Right then, let's get these cables ready to connect. I'm going to join these wires on with these ones and just heat shrink them. Then I've got a little bit more length there then to play about with. Should have got my helping hands out, but of course you can never find them when you need them. Now that's soldered, let's pop it back in. I'm going to put one of the screws in just to keep it secure. I'm not going to do it all the way down because that screw is actually too long to go all the way down on its own. Because obviously before I had that plastic bracket around it. That's that one done. And that's another one done. Okay, let's get that top screw back down and see how they are. So I'll just pop that screw in on that side. There we are, just popped in a screw on that side as well, just to hold them in place while we're moving the lid back on. Got a feeling that's going to move when I'm doing the lid, and hopefully they won't get pinched. So we'll get the lid back on now and see how we get on, see if it will actually close with these speakers in there, because they're just a little bit bigger on the backs there, as well as being slightly wider at the front. If you can see it there, but that screw hole there, that won't be going into anything, so I won't be putting those two M1s on because they would have gone into that plastic bracket at the front there before. So it'll just be these three here we'll be doing. There's another 5 underneath as well, so whenever I'm doing jobs like this, I will keep all the screws together in one of those sweet containers. It's quite handy to see what's in there. Just gotta check the screw holes, make sure no cables have gone in front of the holes. Don't want to put a screw through a cable. That's it, let's see if it rattles. No. I think that's quite secure. So the next thing to do, we need to plug it in and see if it's working. And here it is all set up. I've got it paired up here with my old Pentium 1 computer. I think it's 120 megahertz CPU, 32 meg of RAM, Windows 98. Thought it would suit this style speaker dock. Plus the computer's about the same size as well, and it's got the matching yellowing to go with it. To demonstrate it, I'm going to get out my personal favourite, Alien Trilogy. Haven't played this for quite a while actually. I used to play this quite a lot back in the 90s on the PlayStation 1. That was my first experience with it. So we'll get it fired up and see if it's working. Almost forgot to turn the power on for the speakers. Hoping we're going to hear the Windows chime. There we are. I think they're definitely working. It sounded quite good too. Can't beat the Windows 98 chime. Okay, let's get the disc in. Quite a while since I played this. I think the last time I played this was on the PlayStation 1 actually, now I think about it. Little one. Okay, here goes. straight into it.
That's all you got?
It's quite loud. Why is it always so hard to press these buttons in these games? Be right on top of it. So which door did that do? Oh, it's this one here. How dark these games are. Oh, it gets me every time. I think I must have. Yeah, I didn't change the ease level, did I? I've got it probably on acid rain or something. Yeah. Just die. Whoa. Here we are, buttons. I think, is there 3 in this room?
That's all you got? Come on.
Some goodies. See that coming? Now if I remember rightly, how do you get the seismic charges up? There we go. Secret place. Forgot about that. Well, I remembered it obviously, but it just suddenly popped in my mind. Flamethrower. I guess that's the. Oh, no. How do you get a flamethrower? There we go. You don't get on with the flamethrower, do you?
That's all you got?
Oh, made it. Oh, see how far we got. Only 75% of the aliens, I thought I'd got them all. Well, I guess that just about brings me to the end of this episode. Not much else I can say about these speakers really. I'm glad I got them working. No rattling whatsoever, so it looks like I've been successful on this occasion. And they fit this computer case quite nicely actually, so I'll probably carry on using them with this. Well, I guess that just leaves me to say, as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some old piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.